Hello. Today I'm going to be making a different video than what I usually do, and it is because I have made one game for one game jam. So I'm going to do a playthrough, but I'm going to be commenting some stuff, right? So the game, we can see it here, and now we can hear it, I think. Then the game is called New Awakening, and it is really like a walking simulator that happens in this facility and a little bit in the outside, right? So, well, I can comment about the menu. Well, I can say that here in options you can do many things. You can choose what kind of performance you want to get, depending on your machine. But I have received some feedback that this is a little bit laggy, this part in particular. Well, the whole menu is laggy. I will explain later now why. Then one thing I'm doing here is that whenever you press the setting that you want to apply, then it will automatically apply into the map, right? So maybe if I want epic, then what happens is that if your machine is not super powerful, if you cannot run everything, then it can probably make it laggy. So it's probably going to impact the performance. And then there is this button for optimal settings. This is something that Unreal Engine does, that they will do 10 tests, I think it is, and they will try to find the optimal settings for your computer. But this, because they have to do like 10 tests, this takes a while. So when you press this button, it will feel like the game is frozen, right? But it's not, it's just taking time. So that's why here I wrote takes a while. Probably I should make like some progress bar or something moving here just to let the player know that the game is not frozen. Well, they can see the particles right in the map, but yeah. Then if we go back to here, like we can see this menu, it's not exactly what I intended. What I wanted to do is I wanted to have like a panel of like security cameras looking at different parts of the map. Then I wanted to show that here there is like a strange, like a conspicuous corpse, like why is it there? Then I wanted to show the area in which you are going to spawn and some other places. So my idea was that when you press play, then where you are going to be spawned is here, and then the camera would slowly pan into it, right? Then that was zoom into it. That was my original idea, but I didn't have much time at the end, so I decided to do a panoramic view. But there are a lot of buts in this in this video. What I realized after the submission is already done, the submission deadline is over, is that I didn't delete the scene capture components that I had in the map. So actually, even though we are showing this panoramic view with a lot of meshes and many particles going around and stuff, but also not only that, the game is also trying to capture some scenes. So it's rendering other scenes in the level that are not used. So that's probably one of the reasons for which the performance of the main menu is particularly bad for many people. So, well, yeah, I think I probably want to make like a reawakening version that will have some improvements, and yeah, at the end of the video probably I can talk more about that. But so the credits, maybe we can see them at the end of the video as well. So yeah, let's go play. Wake up, wake up. There you are, just in perfect shape for some edifying work. You can see that is my voice. This is the capsule that will just spawn from here. Now it's dark. You will see now why, but yeah, like every time you spawn, you can, if you look, you will see it going down, and there are some effects. I wanted to make it a little bit hidden, so if the player finds it, it's kind of like a cool finding. Okay, now it's very dark, so yeah, I will fix the lights. Then this game is driven by audio. So you move, then you trigger the next part of the game. But then one trick I had to do, I realized that I don't have a proper dialogue manager. I'm thinking about adding that next, like developing one next. Then the problem is that if you enter into the next section, then the dialogues will overlap each other. So one thing I did is, in some cases, I think in the end I only needed to do it once, I actually slow down the speed of the player. And it's going to happen now. Like now we are working at normal speed. But we enter here, then the explanation is going to start, and then it will slow down. First things first, we need to restore the power supply. Maybe then we can communicate with the colony and see what happened. connection seems to be cut at the lower decks. You'll have to find a way to go down there. So see, like in that area is going to trigger the next one. I think here we have the AI core, right? So you can interact with it. And it's just going to, first it greets you, then later it's just getting impatient, right? The whole concept is that as a human, you are a commodity to AIs. So it's nowadays in our world, robots are a commodity, right? We can use them for things. Then it's kind of the opposite, right? It's, but I have to say, this is for a jam that the concept is death is only the beginning. So you die, but then it's just the beginning. You continue doing things, right? There used to be a corridor there. Oh well, it seems you found a way. So basically you have to find a way to the lower decks, because that's where the power cut happened. Then I have received feedback that this platform section is a bit tricky for some people. And the truth is, not only I'm very used to the radiation around here, the facility can still guard this area. Not only I'm very used to platforms, but also I have made these, right? So I know exactly where to go. So I didn't know if this was going to be hard or easy. So actually I ended up changing this shape quite a lot. Like this used to be much smaller, much trickier. But then I thought like, well, you know, like if people die 2 or 3 times, they are going to give up. So better to make it easier. So yeah. Oh, so that happened. You will need to reconnect those wires. Actually, organic matter would be a good conductor here. Would you kindly connect those high voltage cables with your hands? So here this would you kindly, right? If you have played Bioshock, you know that in Bioshock, at the beginning you are playing, okay, my major spoiler here, but it's a 20-year-old game, I think. Suddenly you open your eyes, you wake up in a place and you have like a companion. It's not a companion, it's not an AI, it's someone who is talking to you, right? And then he's telling you, okay, you could do this, you could do that. And then he's telling you, would you kindly go and do this? Would you kindly go and do that? But then midway in the game, it is revealed that I don't remember if you are created by him or you are mentally conditioned. So you cannot refuse whenever someone says, would you kindly, right? So he says, would you kindly go and kill yourself first as a robot, right? And that's kind of like the major plot point in the game when you finally resist so you can face him as the foe that he is, right? In this case, you don't really have any other option. This is the lower deck, so there is a power cuttage, there's a power cut. Then you come here, you have to connect to those wires. Just put your hands, you know, like you're just a commodity, why not, right? Good morning, buddy. That was the capsule. Every time you spawn, there is one sentence greeting you. Perfect. Nice job with the lights. Unfortunately, nobody answers my call. We'll need to walk to the next station. Now we need to get the anti-radiation suit. This here is the main entrance. I tried to make it a bit shiny with these doors, but probably what I should have done in retrospect is navigation is a big issue in the game, and I have been told that by some people. But I should have just written here main door, right? And then I don't know, like capsule area or something. Like I should have, even that would have helped. Definitely the game could use navigation system, but I didn't really have the time to implement it. So yeah, that's also one of the next things I want to do. We have to find the suit, right? So yeah. There it is, perfectly safe. What a nice suit. Oh wait, the doors are locked. Look, there seems to be a hole in the ceiling. Perhaps you could get there from the outside. Right, this is one point. Perhaps you could get there from the outside, and the player is going to feel like, oh, outside means here. So maybe I have to go here and then go down and I can go somewhere. But that's not what it is. You have to go to the main door, right? So that I should have explicitly stated. Main door is locked as well. Alright, let's bomb it. We can't risk using a bomb near the suit, but seems fine here. What can possibly go wrong? Decide it. Now, find yourself a nice bomb. I don't really like my voice when I hear it, but I guess that happens to everybody. I try to to give my best. So the idea is that you have to bomb the door, but then of course you could consider like, well, if I have a bomb, why don't I just bomb the laboratory, right? Well, it's a bomb, so you may damage the suit, right? So that's why. So I wanted to explain that, right? So here I don't give any explanation, but I think it's kind of obvious enough. This one, I wouldn't have a navigation system for it, I think. But yeah, this actually, the interesting thing about these bombs is you can see these cylinders over here. Then the bomb is actually this cylinder like shrunk to a very small size, like a very, just in the z-axis, I shrunk it a lot. And then I put a shiny cylinder, which is actually the same material as the one I use here. And now you can go and you can interact with the bomb.
Aha, you found it. Go plant it in front of the main door.
Meanwhile, the AI is here observing. I think people may come here by happenstance, just by going around the level trying to find where they have to go. But yeah.
Well done. This is awkward, but we cannot detonate it wirelessly. The radiation interference is just too strong. We need to do it by hand. Your hand. But don't worry, I'll have you up in no time. We are a team! Hey there, Sleeping Beauty.
By the way, this sound is made by my voice, so that was fun to do.
See? No need for trust issues. Go find that hole, Tiger. Remember, you need to drop in the room and open the door from the inside. Hurry up though, you'll be exposed to massive radiation. Be quick or be dead.
I wanted to say there, like, you have to go, find the hole and drop in the room. But then I kept talking, so when you press the tab, what you get is the last sentence. And if you die, the HUD is new, it doesn't use the same one, so it will be blank. So that's a problem. Like, I should have another indication. I have one menu, one HUD for the messages, another one I have for the interaction. I actually should have a third one that would be on top of the screen saying, like, stating what you need to do. Find the hole and drop in the room, for example, like something like that. Then here you have the body of your previous clone. So the idea is when you respawn, it's not that it's the same life. It's you are just kind of like a clone, right? So this facility is churning a lot of clones like you just to make things done, right? Then this is the outside. And once you step in, radiation is going to start accumulating. So the screen is going to be turning into bluish, greenish color. Then I wanted to make some achievement system, and I wanted to hide something here, like one little epic figure here, and then if you get it, it says epic finding or something. That's probably going to be on the table. I have a few ideas for things that you can add. And you can see I'm taking my time, so I may die here for this, but anyway. Then, well, you see around, you see that there's a way to come up here. Then you see, oh, that's easy to go. Oh, that leads me right to it, right? So you go. Of course, right? Of course.
Don't sleep on the job, man.
Never take the obvious route, right? So. I wonder how many people saw that coming. Right? I expect most people will die there, but I don't know. You can come here, you can jump there. That's like the shortcut. Or you can come around and, you know, like take the long way. Originally, I wanted this radiation to go up much faster, but again, I don't want people to get frustrated, so I decided to make it like healthy 50 seconds. Okay, now you are in the lab. You can see, you can interact with it, but you have to open the door. Basically, drop and open the door. That's the target, right?
You made it! Yoo-hoo! That body, too poison. Better to wait it out and get you a fresh new one. Nice alarm, huh?
The door, by the way, is also my voice, like...
We are ready to go! Just pick my car up and place it in the suit.
I didn't want to indicate where the core is, but I expect this is so conspicuous that I think people will probably have interacted with it. And before it said it's me, not so many other things to interact with, so...
Yeah, man, we can finally go and see what happened out there. Bring me to the suit.
Come here. Very conveniently, this is one Paragon character by Epic. Like, they had a game in which they were using this character and also the character that I'm controlling now, this character. So I took it from there. You don't really get to see this one, but actually the character has two cameras, one which is attached to the head and another one in the back. So when you die, you can see the camera from the back and you can see the effect of the explosion. I think it's a little bit more spectacular, right? Then the funny thing is that I don't really know much about animations or skeletal meshes or anything. So this is the standard T-pose that every figure has, but I think it works well enough for a suit. So yeah, I think it's fine. And we have to interact to insert the core, right? Here it says bring me to the suit. I should have said bring me to the suit, and again I should have navigation system on top saying what the mission is. Oh, by the way, there is also a pause menu here which tells you the options that you have. And you can also change the graphical options like we had before, and we could go to leave to the main menu, quit. That's the typical, right?
A bit narrow here, but come on, try it on. The time has come. Let's go! What's better than a long, long walk in an empty planet?
By the way, you notice that the lights went on after the electricity was restored. So, well, long, long walk in an empty planet. Empty. Here is...
What was that? Did you hear it? Run!
I find this music, the two pieces of music I'm using, I think they're really good. And these are the credits, right? So this was made with Unreal Engine 5 for the 2022 GameDev.tv Jam, right? So then I have to list all the assets. One of the things about this jam is that you can only use free assets that everybody can get, because we have to share the source code as well. So yeah, like what I'm using here, I add starter content. I don't know if I need to state it or not, but yeah, also Paragon Decker, Paragon Red, those are the two characters, right? The girl and the guy. Also, I have to say, like, when you are using assets that are not made by you, I totally recommend to have a different project in Unreal Engine in which you download the asset that you want to get, you add it to that project, and then just get what you need, right? Because each one of these assets is like 1.5 GB, but I'm only really using the skeletal mesh, and I retargeted the animations, and then for the girl I got a few sounds, right? So that's all I'm doing. So it's I don't need a 1.5 GB. I don't need all the effects that they have and everything. So it's going to bloat your project. If you add it directly to the project you are working on, it's going to bloat it too much. So I recommend to do that instead. Then the Polar Science Fiction facility is this environment, but I had to modify, of course, the facility a lot because it's much smaller in the original one. So I had to make rooms, make the lower decks and stuff. This sound is what you are hearing now. I hope you can hear me well now. And then for the free sound assets, I have to state because they are not Creative Commons 0. I have to credit them. So yeah, this is for when you jump, you land. And then at the end, that growl at the end, like roar, that was Cthulhu growl, right? So that's a very cool one. Also, I got the footsteps. I got one sound with a lot of footsteps. I got individually each one of them. I isolated them, and then each time your foot touches the ground, I have in the animation I have one notification that will play one of these sounds at random, right? So that's also the sound steps. I'm happy with how they ended up being. And I have my thanks here, of course, special thanks to my wife Ayako and our beautiful daughter Maya, right? So, and then that's it. And you can go back to the main menu, and this is you can see it takes time to load and stuff. So yeah, I totally recommend anybody who is into making games, learning how to use these tools and stuff. I totally recommend to do a game jam because you learn a lot, right? I knew how to make these things. I understood how to make most of these things, and many that I didn't have time to do. But it's one thing, it's knowing how to do, and another thing is actually doing them, right? So like this has been a very, very nice experience. I really appreciate the GameDev.tv people for putting this together. And also there's another guy, one teacher in Spanish called Carlos Coronado. He's awesome teacher. He was spectacular. I totally recommend him if you are into learning Unreal Engine. Then so many creators like this guy, in particular Matas Plant. He has so many tutorials about the small things that I got stuck a few times in like some of the things I wanted to do, and then he always has one tutorial for that specific stuff. So that's really cool. So I wanted to add it here also. But yeah, that's the fun fact. When you go to credits and you press back, it will reload the main menu, because this screen is also, you also see these credits in a different part that is playing a different music, and it can get messy if I don't do it like that. But I've seen this in many games, so I think it's a common thing that you go to credits and you go back and then you reload the main menu. It happens a lot. So now I know why. So well, that's it. I will have a link in the description of this video, so to the page of the project, in case you want to have a look, download the source code and everything. So yeah, the source code is a bit messy at the moment. I want to improve it a little bit, but you know, it's a jam, so what can you do? Then if you go to the main menu, you may find that scene render that is probably impacting performance a lot in this particular main menu, but well, all in all, I'm happy with it. Many improvements that I want to do, and I will probably do them and do a new Reawakening, which the same game but improved and easier to play. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time.